A genetic edition is an editorial model designed to reconstruct the creative process behind a text. Instead of offering a single polished version of the text, a genetic edition highlights the stages through which a text came into being. It examines the notes, drafts, rewritings, additions, deletions, and rephrasings that accompany the author's journey, from the initial idea to the final form. This approach is grounded in a different understanding of what a text is. Rather than viewing it as a finished, definitive product, a genetic edition treats the text as a dynamic organism, something that changes, grows, and evolves over time. From this perspective, a text is not a single established version, but the outcome of a sequence of choices, corrections, and experiments made by the author along the way. To produce a genetic edition, the editor begins with gathering all the available documents that shed light on the genesis of the work. These may include handwritten manuscripts, annotated typescripts, printed editions corrected by the author, marginal notes, notebooks, and even letters or diaries that reveal insights into the writing process. In the best cases, we can trace multiple layers of revision: early drafts, intermediate versions, and the text that the author ultimately published or left unpublished. The editor's task, then, is not only to choose the best or most authoritative version of the text, but to reconstruct how the work developed over time. This means identifying which parts were added or removed, how passages were transformed, and in what order the revisions likely occurred. Through this reconstruction, we can follow the evolution of the author's thoughts as they gradually shaped the work. Genetic editions are especially valuable when dealing with modern authors who have left behind a wealth of draft materials. Thanks to these sources, genetic editions can provide new insights not only into the works themselves, but also into the artistic practices and intentions of the authors. They reveal how a writer experimented with alternative phrasings, explored different narrative structures, or repeatedly revisited certain themes and linguistic choices. Often, they allow us to discover paths not taken, abandoned drafts, deleted passages, or alternative endings that shed light on the complexity of the writing process. Producing a genetic edition requires both technical skill and interpretative sensitivity. The editor must carefully examine the physical documents, for example, by studying handwriting, ink, paper types, or typographic corrections, and must also make informed hypotheses about chronology and authorial intention. This work is both empirical and hermeneutic. It relies on material evidence, but it's always open to thoughtful interpretation. A genetic edition differs from a critical edition. A genetic edition aims at presenting the full range of preparatory materials, from early notes to final corrections, without imposing a strict hierarchy among them. Its goal is to document the genesis of a text in all its complexity, capturing every stage of the creative process. By contrast, a critical edition selects a single version of the text and focuses on reconstructing how it evolved through authorial revisions. Only materials directly relevant to the final text are included, while others might be edited separately. Here, the editor's role is not only to document, but also to interpret, organizing the evidence into a coherent, readable form that reflects the developmental history of the work. In the digital age, genetic editions have gained new possibilities. Digital platforms allow editors to present text in flexible, interactive ways, enabling readers to explore multiple stages of revision side by side or to visualize how the author's hand moved across the page. These tools deepen our understanding of the writing process and open new perspectives on reading literature historically, materially, and creatively.